put such a stigma on it when we know in test scores, sometimes people have to have unlimited time. Doesn't make them any less smart.
Right, and I'm not even talking about holding folks back, just more time, more after school, more Saturdays, more summer. We know what works. High dosage tutoring helps kids catch up. What I worry about is literally tens of millions of kids who may never catch up, Chuck. And so this has to be, for me, it's like a national emergency. And at the local level, at the state level, federal level, everybody has to behave very differently. We're sort of like back to business as usual. And I know how difficult, how taxing those COVID times were. But we can't go back to normal because normal is so poorly serving so many. This is a national emergency. We have to treat it as such, and we have to act with that sense of urgency.
And it seems as if just when we need more teachers, we have fewer because for a lot of reasons, you hear about, well, I still need to hire more teachers. And yes, teachers are getting some pay raises here because people realize, well, if you got to incentivize in order to get more people to come into the profession. But how much, where would we surge the resources from? I assume that would be from the federal level?
Well, it's yes, but it's a great question. So you can use teachers and pay them more for summers or whatever, but we can use college students, we can use retired teachers, we can use technology, again, high dosage tutoring in person, on the internet, hybrid, whatever it might be. There are lots of ways to deliver to children exactly what they need. We just haven't had the will. We haven't had the sense of urgency. This is not a
Where should this come from? Because your hair's on fire, which I thought it would be. And, I'm almost self-critical. There's a part of me that was beating myself up for not leading with this story today, right? And making every news organization. We should be leading with this story. But where can we get hair on fire leadership on the political level?
Well, that's a good question. And you need to, again, there's nothing for me, political about public education. Everybody, this is a bipartisan issue. This is a threat to our economy. It's a threat to our national security. It's a threat to our democracy. When folks don't have a chance to fulfill their dreams academically and get good jobs, our democracy, it becomes under threat. And so this is one where across the aisle, everyone, it can't be a one-day story. This report card, yes, came out yesterday, but there are no surprises here. Any of us could have predicted this would be the greatest decline we've seen in decades, and that's exactly what happened. And so folks need to stay focused on it. Anything you're willing to do to keep the story alive and challenge politicians at every level to step up to the plate.
Can you give me one example of anywhere locally that's trying to do something different that you've been intrigued about?
There are districts that in small pilots are helping kids. But again, Chuck, this is tens of millions of children across America. And so for me, this can't be a small pilot here, a small pilot there. This has to be systemically every single child who needs help and meet them where they are. If they need more math help, give them that. If they need more English help, give them that. They need both. But we can do this on an individualized basis. This is really blocking and tackling. And again, a sense of urgency and courage that our kids need and deserve this.
This is about America's future in the world. This is a national security issue. There's all sorts of ways that this should be framed. Secretary Duncan, also a veteran, a former superintendent of the Chicago school system. Thanks for coming on, sharing your perspective with us.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.